3, 2, 1.
Well, welcome everybody. This is Scoreboard, the premier podcast for all Southwest ISD athletics. I am Coach Wagner. I'm the athletic director of Southwest ISD, sitting in for Brandon Medina, who's lost, running around Fort Worth right now, trying to get better and make our wonderful communication staff even get better as from what we're doing right now. So today we have a great show on hand. We're going to talk about basketball, tennis, softball, baseball, track. It's a busy time in Southwest athletics, but more importantly, we have a very special guest today. We have Dr. Jeanette Ball with us, our superintendent, who's come on and graciously given us some of her time to talk athletics and the things that we're going to do and all the fun we're going to have. So I hope you have your patience with me. I'm fulfilling my dream of running my own sports program today, and so it won't be as great as Brandon, but we miss him, but we'll embarrass him a little bit. So welcome, Dr. Ball, and thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here. I don't know if you know that Brandon was my student.
Yeah.
So pretty exciting to come back to the district and see several of my former students, either employees, coaches, teachers, working across the district. This is day 7 for me. And since day 1, it has felt like a Christmas morning with all the excitement, energy level. Everybody has truly been amazing to come back home. And I'm excited to be a part of this. And it's been great that there's been so many athletic events that I can go to in these 7 days. I started in the district as a middle school teacher. And I never participated in athletics. I was one of those weird, odd kids that didn't do any of that. But now as an adult, I love participating in the sense of watching and supporting. I truly love being part of all the things that our students do. And I think it was last night. I was really excited. I was going into the gym, and one of the students came up to me and he says, "I know you." And I said, "Oh, okay, great." He goes, "Yeah, you were at the track meet and you came to see me." So that's the part that I love. I want to get to know our students by name, and the students know me. So I'm excited to be back at Southwest ISD.
Well, we appreciate you being everywhere, and you've really come on in one crazy time, because at the end of basketball season, beginning of track and baseball, and we're in the middle of powerlifting and tennis and all those kinds of things. So we got all kinds of things to talk about real quick, and get some of your thoughts on those things. But and then we'll really get into your thoughts and your vision and things like that for the district. So I want to get started with some basic recognitions for a lot of the big things that are going on around the district. And want to start with tennis, because we always talk about soccer and basketball and things like that, but we got a lot of kids who are playing tennis, are doing great things. So talked to Coach Gomez at Legacy, and they went down to Los Fresnos last weekend.
Wow.
And Jared De Alba and Dante Cortez got second at the Los Fresnos tournament. We had Miriam Medina and Lucero Alvarado took third at Southwest High School.
That's
in
great.
the Medina Valley tournament. So our tennis people are really doing a great job. And everything, something that I'm sure you'll get out to, because you've been a lot of other places. So
Yep. And that's
great
what
job by them.
I really appreciate about you is that, you highlight all our sports. And a lot of people think that districts are just about one sport, whether it's football or basketball. But that's what I love about this district. Every sport gets some attention and gets some love.
Mm-hmm.
Even now, coming back and seeing the aquatic center, wow, that's amazing. We didn't have that when I was here back in 1995, but every sport is getting some recognition and some love, and I really appreciate that of you and your team.
And I mean, I got to give a lot of credit to Brandon for starting this and doing that, and we really like doing it, and I think it's a great way to showcase our kids and everything. And so along with that is in tennis, what's going on. I never want to forget them, but big week and as basketball is starting to go. So our boys basketball teams, both high schools boys basketball teams qualified for the playoffs. So we're really excited about that. Unfortunately, as all seasons must come to an end, they played some pretty good teams. Southwest lost on Tuesday night to Alamo Heights. Played a great game. We're right in it to the very end, and they did a great job. Legacy did a great job. You were at that game, and fell short against Sam Houston and a very good Sam Houston team, but I know you saw that, and so what did you think about some of those things?
Well, first, I want to thank you because you saved me from having a bloody nose and probably a black eye. That ball came at my face so quickly, I didn't even have a chance to react. But, I mean, you just initially just so quickly put your hand out there. So thanks for saving me.
Anything I can do, ma'am.
That was funny. That would have been something for somebody to watch and capture because you just had that instinct of saving my face. So thank you.
Not a problem.
But the game was great. I loved seeing that our boys fought all the way up until the end, to the buzzard went off. They played a great game. I can see that we have a lot of potential for the future. We have a lot of good students, a lot of up-and-coming, strong students that can do a great job. So it was exciting to watch all the way. It was good. I'm proud of our students for doing that.
Yeah, and our coaches did a great job. Really appreciate them. Really appreciate the parents on a great season. And but as all good things must come to an end sometimes. But as one thing ends, many more things begin around here. So this past weekend, our softball teams were in action in tournaments. Legacy was 2-3 at the Northside ISD tournament. They beat Kennedy and they ruled Roosevelt. So great job by the Titans. And then the Southwest Dragons were in Houston this weekend, and they beat a good Burleson team out of the Metroplex, Flower Mound out of North Dallas, and then Vista Ridge out of Austin. So they had a good run out of town, and we're looking for some great things. And I know in talking over the last week, you've been asked what's one of your favorite sports and everything. So talk to us about that a little bit.
Yeah, I get put on the spot on that, but I do love softball. That is a sport that I love a lot, and can't believe that when we met last week, I didn't realize that Coach Hernandez was at McNair the same time I was in 1995, but she was a student. So I'm putting a lot of pressure on her because I do want to get a medal. And I was told by Dr. Verstuff that it's been since 2014. Yep. So I'm going to support all our coaches because I certainly like for us to win, but I do like to watch a lot of softball. So I'm looking forward to that. And then now with the weather so beautiful, it is perfect softball weather. Perfect.
We have a great opportunity because we got the Southwest ISD softball tournament coming up this week. So we play softball from about 9 o'clock in the morning to about 9 o'clock at night at both high schools. So
is that happening this Saturday?
Yes, ma'am. This Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Wonderful.
Yeah, right down the road. So look forward to seeing you out there and everything. And then baseball season started this week. We started our games, and Southwest got a big victory on Tuesday at Taft, beat them 11-2. And Legacy lost a close one. Had a squeeze play at the plate that didn't make it. So, but it was a great game, Coach Sanford said, and lost 4-3. But great things in baseball and softball to come. Moving on to track, though, you were at the track meet, the Joe Marsh Dragon Relays. Did you say hi to Joe Marsh?
I did. Woo, that was a cold night.
Yes, it
was. That
was.
was so cold. That's what I remember. But again, I did get to see him. You know, one of the things that I've noticed about people from Southwest, no one ages. No one ages. So I am going to start to drink the water here by the gallons per day because everybody that I worked with, including you and Melanie and Coach Marsh, a lot of people, no one's aging. Everybody's looking the same. So I am loving that. So hopefully that'll start to happen to me too. But the track meet was amazing. A lot of great kids. They weren't faced by the freezing temperatures. I think I was the only one that was super cold, but everybody else was running and having a good time.
So some big performances at the Joe Marsh Dragon Relays. We had Angel Quintero from Southwest High School. He ran a 10-9 100 and won the 100-meter dash. In the girls at Southwest High School, Madison Pettis got third in the 400 and second in the 800. So doing good. Both of those are regional qualifiers from last year. And then at Legacy, the story continues. The Legacy cross country program is an amazing thing. They went to state for the first time, and the two that went to state did some amazing things this week. Anthony Zapata, who went to state in cross country, he started the year out and he ran an 800, won the 800, wasn't anyone close to him, and he ran it in 1:57. He ran 2 laps around the track in less than 2 minutes and everything, and he was cruising. He also won the mile, and so he doubled up on that one. And another big one, Alicia Galvez, she took first in the 800, she took second in the mile. She ran the mile, Dr. Ball. Mm-hmm. Then she turned around 10 minutes later and ran the 4x400 meter relay. So she sprinted it, and she ran that in a minute.
Wow.
And while she was just messing around before she started, she warmed up by winning the high jump.
Oh, my.
So she did a great job there and everything. So our athletes did a great job at the Joe Marsh Dragon Relays. Our coaches did a great job helping us run it off. Really want to say thank you to Melanie Henson, who ran it off, all of our workers in the press box, and all of our workers at the timing stands, and everybody else who froze. But it was great. I think the best one was when Anthony was getting ready to run the mile. He had his sunglasses on, and it was dark, and he's in his shorts and kind of ready to roll. Like, he's a competitor. Everybody else is freezing. He's ready to roll. And Coach Franco, and I looked at him like, "Why are you wearing your glasses?" And I looked at Coach Franco. I was like, "He's gonna run fast. You got to keep the wind out of his eyes and everything."
I love that.
And he just shook his head, and he was very confident. It was really neat to see him and everything. So those are the big things going on. This is the big time for spring sports. We look forward to seeing you and everybody in our district out there supporting our people. And like I said, the Southwest ISD softball tournament is coming up this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. The next week is the Southwest ISD baseball tournament for 3 straight days. So, and we got teams from all over the state of Texas coming to San Antonio to watch us. So it'll be a good time.
I'm excited. I will definitely be out there. You know, one of the things that I remember about our district is having the prettiest cross-country area. Mm-hmm. I haven't been out there in a long time, but when I was working here, I used to just go over there and for exercise, just walk that area. So I have to go down there and see that again, because I'm assuming that it's still probably still as beautiful.
It's kind of like the water.
Yes,
yes. This is beautiful.
That is so true. So yeah, there's a lot of great things going on in our district. So I'm looking forward to being back and talking with our students, engaging in the few days that I've been here. I can clearly see that we truly have the best students, and that's what I'm so proud of, is our kids.
Absolutely. So let's transition a little bit and let's talk about you and all the things that you envision and the exciting things that you see for our athletics department and stuff, and get to know you a little bit better. So, I mean, just basically, how's the first week and a half gone for you?
The first week and a half has been great. I realize I have some big shoes to fill. I have the utmost respect for Dr. Lloyd Verstuff, an amazing leader, superintendent. I've known him back since we both taught together. He was a principal, so I've known him like a lifetime. So I'm happy to be able to lead a district after him, and want to maintain all the great things that he has done, because he's truly left a legacy of some fantastic things. So a couple of things that I would say is, I certainly want to maintain all those great things, but I want to give our students voices. I've always used the analogy of a buffet. Not only do I like to go to buffets and eat at buffets, I want to provide our students a buffet, meaning that whatever it is that they want and they like, that's what I want us to offer them. I met with a group of students last week, and I put it out as to how they would feel about having softball and baseball at a middle school level. I got some excitement from them, and so that was really exciting. So really looking into what other things do our students want, and not just in athletics, but in every area. But since we're talking about athletics, is growing our programs to be bigger and better, because I think that we can always improve. And I want to see what we can do at the middle school level to build those programs and get students interested in coming to school and wanting to stay in school. So I'm looking at everything from possibly starting softball and baseball at the middle school, I've already been approached about having a male volleyball team. So the sky's the limit, and it's really all going to depend on our students' interest. Whatever the students want and what they're interested in, I'm going to work really hard to make sure that we provide that for them.
That's fantastic and exciting. I'm interested to see how the male volleyball thing goes and everything and where that came from. I know they play it in California a lot, but always interested in exciting things and seeing what we can do. So as superintendent, what do you look for in a successful athletics program? What are those indicators that you look for in things?
I won't deny it. I love winning. I love the sweet taste of victories, and I love winning. I love the scores, those type of things. But in all honesty, what I want us to work towards is making good men and women. I want to make sure that our students are prepared for the future, because one day they will most likely be mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, brothers, sons, daughters. So I want to instill in them that the importance of making right choices. Making sure that you have integrity, honesty, and a good character, because that's what you need to be successful in life. Yes, I wish that we could make them all NBA players, NFL players, world athletes, Olympic athletes, but in reality, that doesn't happen very often. But what happens more often is the importance of making sure that they're good people, that they're grounded in good values, that they know how to make decisions, even making sure they make right decisions when they think no one is looking, or when it doesn't matter. It does matter that they need to be able to make the right choice all the time.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that. And that's a lot of what we focus on in athletics as a whole, with our Warrior program and all of those types of things. And so excited to hear that. When we're talking about winning, though, something that we need to talk about in our sports is when we talk about you getting that medal that Dr. Verstov was talking about, more than likely where that could come from really fast possibly is that our soccer programs. All 4 of our soccer teams went to the playoffs last year. Got all 4 of them in the playoff hunt right now. You have Southwest High School boys are ranked number 4 in the state. So last week was Friday night was a big game. We had the Fire and Armor, the first set of the Fire and Armor Derby. So we give a trophy to whoever wins more of the 4 games between the 2 schools, like we do in football. And so last week we had a big time game. Both schools, the boys, the Southwest High School boys won 1-0. But wow, there was a save at the end of that game by the Southwest High School goalkeeper. Wonderful bend it like Beckham type kick going right to the top of the goal with 40 seconds left. And he's not very tall, and that's like his weak point, and if there is one. And he jumped up and just tipped it, and the Dragons pulled one out. And we've been talking a lot about soccer and very excited about them. The girls, also a classic in the Fire and Armor Classic. The Dragons came out, got a goal on a PK, and then the Titans came back and tied it up, and then the Dragons, like 40 seconds later, score, and it ended up 2-1. But it was a great game. What we've really become accustomed to with Legacy coming on. And so, how do you see that Legacy and Southwest? We don't like to call it a rivalry all the time, but that competition and everything between the 2 high schools.
Yeah, it's always difficult for a district once they've been one flagship high school to open up the second one. But what I love seeing here is that there's a lot of consistency and that things are equal. And what I mean by that, if one campus gets something, so does another campus get the same thing. So I love that. A little bit of competition is always good, I think. Healthy competition is good, and I think that both of those campuses have that, and I think they need to build on that, because wherever they go in the future, there's going to be competition. So I think a healthy level of competition is always good, but what I would want them to know is that the district is very fair and consistent in regards to providing for both campuses. There is no stepchild. There is no favorite, campus. We love them both. And I know you and I will certainly be out cheering for both of them all the time.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm excited that our district has grown that much. Wouldn't it be amazing if in our lifetime, mine and yours, we get to see the 3rd high school come up? That would be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Absolutely. So you've been around and things like that. What's some of the, and you've kind of talked a little bit about it, but maybe you have a little more you want to expound upon. But some of the highlights you've seen, maybe it's the aquatic center, maybe it's some of these other things that have really shot out to you since you've returned over the last 10 years that have changed, or anything that's really stuck out to you.
You know, the facilities, this district, I've always been so proud of the facilities. So definitely, you're right, the aquatic center, what they did out at Legacy and the stadium and how that looks and the gym. But what truly stands out to me is the heart that people in this district have. Seeing your coaches, seeing the staff, the administrators, the heart is what stands out to me. People love each other here. People are good to each other. They treat each other well. They look out for each other. They look out for the students. You can clearly see the heart that people have and the love and respect for each other. And that's certainly what stands out to me.
That's awesome. And I 100% agree. You know, when I came here with Coach Elliott in 2006, it was, you know, you got here and I was a aspiring head coach and things like that. And I was like, oh, 2-3 years, here we go. And 17 years later, I don't want to leave. You know what I mean? It's the people are great. The coaches are amazing. The people we work with, it is just it's pretty an awesome place. As you know, because you came back too. We have so many people who leave and then they come back and they, you know, and it's awesome. And so,
definitely a dream come true for me. When I started here as a teacher, I became an administrator at the campus level and then at the district level. Never did I think that I would get this dream come true. So it's sweet. It really is sweet for me. And again, people do come back and people don't leave this district because it is a good place to be at. We have an amazing board of trustees that is committed to our kids, providing for our kids and for our staff. So all the way around, there's just a lot of great things in this district.
Absolutely. And so while we're talking about that, you know, you talked about middle school athletics and things with baseball and softball. What do you think are some initiatives, some things that maybe we'll talk about and look into, like middle school athletics, but some other things that you might want to see and encourage us to grow and do those types of things?
I think making sure that we give the students more opportunities and having more things that students are interested in, growing the programs, making sure that we take care of our coaches. I don't think that the average person truly knows the time commitment that a coach gives up. Coaches give up time away from their families, away from their own personal kids. So making sure that we're supporting our coaches because they give so much to others. So I think that my initiatives would be is making sure we're taking care of our coaching staff and then making sure that we're providing students with lots of different opportunities and making it easy for students to be able to participate.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, and I second that with our coaching staff. They're an amazing group of people, and it's getting harder to find them. So we really got to take care of them. We got to love them. We got to, you know, from parents to community to everybody else, because as we learned in COVID, you don't realize what you have until you're the one trying to do it and stuff. And so we really got to take care of not just our coaches, but our teachers, our fine arts, everybody who's with our kids a lot, and really appreciate them and appreciate the sentiment as well. Anything as we get ready to close up, anything you want to tell everybody who's listening and stuff?
Absolutely.
One closing type thing.
I want people to come up to me as we see each other. I'm going to try to go to as many events as possible, athletic events, fine arts events, elementary events, all of them. I love going to events, and I just ask people to come up, talk to me, let's get to know each other. I have an open door policy. I truly believe I'm here because of our parents and our students. Without them, there is no need for educators. So ask them to come up, introduce themselves, especially the students. Ask them to come up and meet me, and I look forward to meeting our parents and our community and our students.
Well, I can't thank you enough for taking the time. I know your phone's going off and everything else like that. I can't imagine it. So really want to thank you for taking the time and the energy to come out and talk to us today and stuff. And so Brandon, can't wait for you to come back. But I thank you very much again. I think
My pleasure. Thank you.
You were awesome.